How to understand negative emotions. Grasp this basic fact about negative emotions. All arise from a forced sense of identity. We think we are the forced self, but we are not. Every painful feeling, sadness, envy, guilt, insecurity, is sour fruit of the forced self. What a great day when we see this. We can destroy the sour fruit by chopping the tree down at its trunk. Then how differently we greet each morning. It helps to see that there is no such thing as a single negativity in a man. The frightened person will also be defensive. The discouraged man will be nervous. Negativities are like marbles in a jar. Though they appear individually, they are all part of the self-enclosed ego self. This is more good news, for as we crack the jar away, roll many negativities. Take hostility. Hostility is simply an aggressive expression of despair and heartache. When our heartache goes, so does hostility. An obvious fact about negative feelings is often overlooked. They are caused by us, not by exterior happenings. An outside event presents the challenge, but we react to it. So we must attend to the way we take things, not to the things themselves. It is our happy responsibility to react constructively. We destroy painful emotions by becoming fully conscious of them. We must see them clearly without invasion, without any reaction whatsoever to whatever we see within ourselves. This seems to connect with the technique of impartial self-observation, which you speak about so often. Exactly. Passive self-examination brings negative feelings to the surface of awareness. We see them as being within us, which begins to destroy them. We become conscious of what we previously unconscious. Let's take an everyday example. Suppose you resent someone for pushing ahead of you at the checkout line at a grocery market. If you do not observe this resentment, you suffer from it unknown to yourself. It has happened, but suppose you are an earnest student of the mystic path. On the way home, you observe, I was actually resentful. I really see it. Now you have stood apart from yourself and observed the resentment. So key. So key. So whatever it is that we tend to do, right? Any resentment, any hatred, or whatever it is, when you acknowledge it, for instance, you could have talked to somebody, very rude. And when you are able to acknowledge it and say, you know what, I could have handled that better. It's like you step away from the ego, right? The ego is telling you, you did the right thing. You should have just told her off. All right, that's the ego. But then the real you, okay, is full of love. And when you are able to recognize in that moment, I could have handled that better. Or perhaps probably you go home, I could have handled that better. I could have did things a little different. Then you set yourself up for freedom. Okay? Is in those moments. So again, awareness. Awareness is key.